Happy Thursday. Hope everyone is having an awesome, awesome week so far. So I've got a diagram for you today. Thought you'd enjoy that. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Put a lot of thought into this picture, as you can see. I think my artist skills are certainly getting there. But yeah, what I kind of want to go through is basically one key thing that's going to determine whether or not you actually kind of get to the holy grail that is your long-term goal. And this is really important because some people, a lot of people, unfortunately, are never ever going to get there. And hopefully, from what I'm going to go through, that's kind of highlight that point, and maybe a couple of things will hit home with you, and you'll actually be able to maybe look at actually taking a bit of better action and moving forwards, and actually eventually fucking getting there, basically. So look, in an ideal world, right? I mean, this is my little graph. I'll explain. This is the line we want to reach to hit your long-term goal. This is your level of awesomeness, or basically how you progressing towards your goal, and that there is the time. In an ideal world, man, that's a shit pen. You can't even see that. In an ideal world, I've got a better pen. But in an ideal world, right, it's just a straight line from here to there. In fact, in an ideal world, what you probably want to happen, you probably just want to go straight up there like that and just get yourself straight up to the top, just without, it's just in next to no time. You just want Amazon Prime it. Sadly, that doesn't ever happen. What kind of happens all the time, hopefully I've got a pen that works with that. What happens all the time, right, is you might start off pretty well, but then something happens, something's going to get in the way. That could be something little, like, I don't know, the birth of a child. That could be something little, like, someone I don't know, to throw you off your nutrition, like people bringing fucking cakes and stuff into work or something. Or it could be that you go into a wedding and your nutrition's going to go to shit potentially. Or it could be that you're going on holiday. A holiday might cause a bit more of a blockage, something like that, right? Which you do need to kind of work through. Maybe your progress is going to halt. Maybe it's even going to slightly dip. But the key thing when you've got any one of these barriers coming up in front of you is to actually not then start going backwards and plummet back down towards where you started. So it's real easy for if something comes up, whether it's something small or something big, it's real easy just to think, bollocks, it's not going to happen. I'll just give up. Or to just let yourself get super complacent and just stay along like a flat kind of comfortable line, I suppose, like be it remaining just a comfortable place, which is still pretty much way off your actual goal. Or maybe you just get to the kind of stage where you're just kind of cresting a little bit below your actual your optimal goal, and you just kind of never get there because you just get complacent and just kind of think, I can't be asked to take it to the next level, sort of thing. But again, any one of these things is going to come up. Say this is like a 6-month time period, right? You're going to have loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of these things coming up. But unless you actually are able to kind of push through them, okay, you're never going to get there. It's like when you can talk about the same thing with like plateaus and the results, right? Say this is your results here. Say you want to lose like 52 pounds over the course of a year, right? So this is a year, you want to lose 52 pounds. Again, the optimal line is going straight from kind of A to B. You're going to get there. Fantastic. Again, in reality, things are going to get in the way. You're going to hit these little walls. And it's what you do when you hit those walls, when you start plateauing, that's going to determine whether you actually get successful and actually get to where you ultimately want to get to. If every time you kind of hit a wall, you just go bang and just give up and get straight back down to the bottom, then you're buggered. You're never, ever, 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 ever going to get up to the top there, which is obviously where you want to be. We see it so often, like, people, someone might be doing really well. They're losing £1 a week, £3 a week, £1 a week, whatever it might be. They're on the way to hitting the goal. And then they hit some form of wall. Maybe it's that, someone doesn't lose any weight for a couple of weeks. Maybe their running performance doesn't get better for like a month or something. But they kind of haven't given it the time or the patience or the consistency to actually break through that. And at any given stage along this line from kind of A to B, you're going to get periods where it does just level out, where it does plateau a bit. But again, it's a case of kind of doing what is necessary to break through all these little barriers and get yourself up to the next level. Because again, without doing that, without kind of taking a necessary consistent action that is required to get you from where you are to where you want to be, it's never going to happen. And this is what, you see so many people, I've done it myself, like in various goals I've set myself. I'm never ever going to have achieved them because I've just not put the commitment into it, right? And so many people like this are never ever going to get to the point where they want to actually be, because they're not willing to do what they need to do to actually break through these little walls, or they're not willing to kind of persevere when things aren't kind of following that complete straight line, or in very worst cases, they're not willing to persevere when they kind of get to here and it doesn't just go straight up like that. All right, so look, hopefully that's just giving you something to think about. It's not ever going to always be plain sailing. Okay, it's not going to be plain sailing. There's no such thing really as like a straight line. I think I had one client once who literally every week she lost between 1.8 and 2.2 pounds, which is incredible. She did that for like 8 months or something every week without fail. It's freaking ridiculous. But in the real world, really, that straight line don't exist. Again, there's always going to be shit that comes up. There's always going to be stuff that you need to push through in order to get yourself up to that point. And again, that line ain't going to be straight. It's going to be kind of all over the place. You're going to go forwards, backwards a bit, left, right, side to side. But eventually, if you persevere, keep committed to it, and just get the work done, you can actually get yourself there. So hopefully that's been helpful. Any questions, comments, anything, just pop up below. This diagram doesn't look quite so good as it did at the start, to be fair. But yeah, so you can give me a bit of shit on that if you want. But look, have a kick-ass day, guys. I might talk to you before the weekend, but if not, have a great weekend, and we'll catch you guys soon. Take it easy.